Aliza, Abigail, thanks for joining me. It's kind of strange because you would think if we're going to talk tennis in February, you'd have your sweats and everything on here because that's what our weather's usually like, but it's been great outside. Has that been a big advantage for getting the season started where the weather's actually been nice?
Absolutely. I mean, we've had a lot of very mild winters. We've been able to play outside a lot, which has been really nice. Kind of stayed out of the indoors. Got lots of long hours of practice in.
Long hours, the key word there. What kind of expectations you have for this season, Aliza, for you and for your team?
Well, at least from personal goals, we all try to play to the best of our ability and try to get the most wins for the team since we all count as an individual point for the match. We hope to at least do very well in conference, possibly even win conference.
Ooh,
and
I like that.
So high goals, but high standards for ourselves. So we all try to hold up to that standard and play to that standard every day at practice.
And winning conference, that's a pretty lofty expectation. This is not an easy tennis conference.
That's true. We've got some good teams, lots of good players, but we've all worked really hard and individually leading up to this point, and so it's exciting that lots of good things are coming.
Well, Aliza, you come from Cincinnati, a really big tennis area. How much tennis did you play growing up? Was it always some kind of tournament? Because it seems like there's always something going on in the Cincinnati area tennis-wise.
Yeah, actually, I started my tennis career when I lived in Chattanooga, which is also a big tennis area. So, like you were saying, there's a lot of tournaments, there's a lot of individual play, there's high school tennis is very involved, just from personal goals and even group support. So, there's been a lot of standards that I was able to play and just to increase my ability.
How did you get to center? Chattanooga, Cincinnati, Danville? Is that just kind of halfway in between the two of them, or what is it?
Well, it's actually kind of a funny story because I first heard of center when one of my teachers had a poster on their wall that had advertised center. And so I got interested on that, and then I was looking to become a physician, so I heard about Center's wonderful pre-med program and their wonderful professors and student-to-faculty ratio, and I came to visit and I fell in love.
So all the marketing colleges do, and all it was just a poster up on your teacher's wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's amazing. Now, you come from College Station, and as we were talking, your grandfather, a tennis legend in that area. How many years did he coach college?
So he coached for 30 years, 20 of which 18 were at A&M. And so I kind of grew up with it. My dad played in college, my uncle played in college. And so it's always been in the family, and it's always kind of been a dream to play college tennis.
And again, your grandfather was David Kent. And if I remember correctly, when he left Texas A&M, he was like in the top 10 of all-time tennis coaches in Division I with wins with over 500.
Yeah, he's I think one of the most winningest coaches of all time. He's in 7 Hall of Fames, so it's been really cool to kind of follow in his footsteps and sticking with the game.
So was he your teacher, motivator? Was that your dad, your brother?
Definitely he was part of it. My dad was a huge part of it. He coached me from day one. I grew up in the Middle East, actually. And so there wasn't a lot of girls playing tennis in the Middle East. And so my dad was just a huge, huge part of that, making the time to make sure that I got to do what I love to do.
Yeah. So. I think your grandfather passed a couple of years ago.
He did, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How proud do you think he would be of you now, just the fact you're just playing college tennis and enjoying what you're doing?
He loved the game. My grandmother loved the game as well. And so I think that even when I go back to A&M, it's really fun to see, his former players, and I know that they think that he would be really proud, which is really special for me as well.
Now I've heard a few stories, believe it or not, about your grandfather in a roundabout way, but he was not real shy, I understand, about expressing his feelings, and was a pretty big and staunch Republican.
That's true. He was, I guess, in the Brazos County, he was the county chair, and outside of that, he had a huge personality. His players will tell you that he threw a second place trophy in a lake one time.
No way.
So that tells you just how he was.
So are you is she that competitive on the court then?
I would say it's channeled in the proper way.
So the answer is yes.
Yes.
She wouldn't throw a racket over the wall.
No.
She would think. So both of you, when you get to college and you kind of adjust, you have to play with all new people, everything like you're a junior, you're a sophomore. The fact you've kind of gotten used to all that, how much does that help for this season, do you think?
I think it's really cool that we just have a great group of girls. We all get along really well, and we're all really hard workers. And so at this point, I mean, we've both kind of have a couple years under our belt now, and we bring the new ones in, and everyone's just excited to get the season going.
It also helps because we've had this background that we're able, if people have questions or concerns, if it be how to handle the match environment, how to handle coaching, how to deal with fans, people are able to come to us if they don't know, which is helpful because we're able to use our personal experiences while also showing that even if something looks like a negative, it actually is a positive in certain ways. So if somebody's getting scared about a crowd, it's actually good because it's showing how open and receptive people are cheering you on personally. So that's always cool.
Well, that sounds good. And let's hope your goal of winning conference comes true, because if you happen to finish second, Abigail may just toss the trophy out on the way home. So let's just go ahead and get first. Okay. Good luck to you.